Good morning, children. In today's session, I'm going to take class for 5th standard, that is science, lesson 2 water. In the previous class itself, we have started this lesson, children. Now we'll continue the class. Then that is, those who have the book, take the book, page number 77. That is desalination of seawater. Okay. So what is desalination? Desalination is an artificial process of converting saline water. Saline water means what I said, sea water, salt water, into fresh water. That is, converting it from the saline water to fresh water is called as a desalination. That is, converting sea water to fresh water is called as a desalination. And this itself, you have two process, that is distillation and reverse osmosis. So you have two process. What is that? Distillation and reverse osmosis. Now first we'll see what is distillation. The process in which both evaporation and condensation go side by side is called as a distillation. That is, water evaporation is there and forming of clouds, condensation, that is called as a, both go side by side, so it is called as a distillation. And reverse osmosis, it's a process by which what happens, forcing water under pressure through a semi-permeable membrane is called as a reverse osmosis. So these two process. The next we'll go to the water pollution. So next is this desalination we finished. Next we'll go to the water pollution. Number 4, water pollution. So in this, contamination of water bodies. Okay, contamination of water bodies. Contamination means what? Polluting. Okay, by human activities is called water pollution. So water pollution by the human activities. So human beings contaminate agarada water pollution. Okay, of water bodies. Then our water resources like pond, lake, river, canal and well are polluted by the sanitary water. What is sanitary water? That is household water. That is household, that is coming from the kitchen, sinks, the waste water, that is called as a sanitary water. Then industrial waste, insecticides, fertilizers that is used for the plant growth, then sewages, drainage, then synthetic detergents, and then the clothes use detergents, okay, powders used for washing it. Then chemical fertilizers, that is which is used for the increase of the plant growth. This chemical fertilizers, oil, the liquid petroleum, then heavy metals and radioactive waste. And I think that the industrials generating the nuclear medicines, then they are doing the research, and this nuclear power, all these are the radioactive waste. So these unwanted, and harmful, that is dangerous or can pollute water, are called water pollutants. Do you understand this, children? Then in this we'll see first sources of water pollution. The major source of water pollution are industrial waste, I said, sewage, domestic waste, that is household waste, then chemical fertilizers, that is used for the plant growth, then in fertilizers and insecticides, synthetic detergents, that is for clothes detergents, and oil spill, that is I said petroleum, these and all, that is which release into the environment. Then industrial waste. Next is the industrial. The discharge of the industrial waste from the industries into the rivers and lakes. Mostly in the industries, they are located in near the lakes and rivers, because these waste and all are discharged into the rivers and lakes. Okay, so the discharge of the industrial waste into the rivers and lakes is one of the main cause of the water pollution. Water pollution from the industries, these waste are discharged into the rivers and lakes. Okay, this is only causes of water pollution. And this contain harmful, and the industrial waste and they have the harmful, dangerous substances like acid, alkalis and hot water. And these chemicals like arsenic, lead, mercury and cadmium are released by the nutrients and leads to toxicity, poison in plants and animals. Then sewage, that is wastewater from the household like bathroom, toilets, kitchens, the sewage. So the dumping of sewage into rivers and lakes, dump it is a second major cause of the water pollution in the big cities. Then domestic waste, food waste, நம்ம சாப்பிட்ட சாப்பாடுலாம் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணுறோம் இல்லையா அது, then soap and detergents, garbage, குப்பை, wrappers, soap cover எல்லாம் இருக்குல்ல, இந்த கவர்ஸ் இதெல்லாமே wrappers தான் சொல்கிறோம். then plastics and other materials carried by the flowing water, ஸோ அந்த வாட்டரோட அப்படியே ஃப்ளோ ஆகிட்டு அதோடைய கூடியே வரும் இல்லையா, pollute the water bodies. ஸோ வாட்டரில் இருக்க அந்த இதெல்லாமே வந்து என்ன பண்ணுது, நமக்கு பொல்யூட் பண்ணுது இதெல்லாம் இருக்கும்போது. then chemical fertilizers and insecticides are used for the growth of plants. Then the excess use of fertilizers and pesticides causes water pollution because these chemicals are washed into the rivers and lakes with rainwater. The chemicals எல்லாம் என்ன ஆகுது, they are washna கூடி அந்த தண்ணியோடயே வரும், washed into the rivers and lakes with the rainwater. They pollute the soil and underground water also. Not only they pollute the soil another மண்ணன் சொன்னேன், soil and underground water also. And pesticides like DDT another dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane, dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane, that DDT, that is DDT, enters the bodies of the aquatic animals. What is aquatic animals? The animals which live in water. So the chemicals எல்லாம் தண்ணியில் போய் சேருது இல்லையா, அந்த தண்ணி வந்து யார் கன்சியூம் பண்ணுறாங்க, aquatic animals which live in water. So they consume this water and these animals reach the human body. நம்ம வந்து இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்போ ஃபிஷ் இல்லையா, ஃபிஷ் அது வந்து தண்ணி குடிக்குது, அந்த ஃபிஷ் வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறோம், நம்ம சாப்பிட்றோம். ஸோ இட் ரீச்சஸ் a human body. So this affects a human body. It's a way of food chain. Okay. The next is the synthetic detergents. Excess use of synthetic detergents na nariya use பண்ணுறது. Use of detergents for washing purpose produces foam na நுரைன்னு சொல்கிறேன் இல்லையா, and they pollute the water. So using the synthetic detergents will pollute the water bodies and it produces a foam and they also pollute the water. Then oil spill, already I said that is liquid form, that is petroleum, this and all. This leakages on the surface of the sea affects the marine organisms and the aquatic animals. Okay. Then prevention of water pollution. Excess of fertilizers and pesticides should be avoided in agricultural land. விவசாயம்ல இந்த இடத்துல வந்து எக்ஸஸாக நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. We can by this we can prevent the water pollution. Then use of synthetic detergents should be minimized, கம்மி பண்ணணும். Biodegradable detergents, the other biodegradable which destroys the bacteria, like we can say soap. These are biodegradable detergents which can be used, should be used. Then trees and shrubs should be planted along the banks of the rivers, banks and on the side of the rivers or the lakes. Then plastic waste, food materials and vegetables should not be thrown in the open drains. Open இருக்கிற இடத்துலலாம் we should not throw it. Okay. Then proper sewage treatment, drainage treatment and the management should be implemented or it should be carried out. Okay. Then next we will go to the waterborne disease. Next is the waterborne disease. Waterborne disease நம்ம தண்ணியிலேருந்து வர diseases. Okay. Now illness means what? Sickness or disease also we can say. Illness caused by the microorganisms present in the contaminated water, that are the polluting water, is called as a waterborne diseases. And they are responsible for morbidity or mortality. Morbidity na illness like heart attack, heart diseases, diabetes is the morbidity. And mortality is the number of deaths due to this illness. This is called as a mortality. In all age groups of the particular among children under 5 years of age. It is believed that 80% of diseases in the world are caused by the inadequate sanitation, that is unhygienic. Not drinking the clean water, there is no clean drinking water. That is sanitation and polluted water. Then poverty, varumai solraliya, then illiteracy, that is those who don't know to read and write, that is illiteracy. And overcrowding, many people, and low health services are also directly or indirectly responsible for these diseases. Then we'll see the types of waterborne disease. Diarrhea, dysentery, typhoid, cholera are some of these are the waterborne diseases. And how they are caused? They are caused by the organisms like bacteria and the virus. And some of them are spread by mosquitoes. Now we'll see what are the causative agents, how they are caused and what are the symptoms. So name of the waterborne diseases given, causative agents, that is how they are caused, and the symptoms are given there. First we'll see diarrhea. That is caused by the bacteria and the parasites. Now what are the symptoms of bacteria? Indigestion, sweating, வேர்வை வரும், then abdominal pain, stomach pain, vomiting, then stomach cramps, then dysentery caused by the bacteria. Then what are symptoms? Blood in stool. Blood in stool means bleeding, ரத்தம் வரும் இல்லையா, bleeding in the digestive tract. Okay. then indigestion, jeerana agama, then vomiting, dehydration that is losing of water in your body, then fever and weight loss வந்து உங்கள் weight கம்மி ஆகுது, then typhoid fever, that is also by the bacteria. And what are the symptoms of typhoid? High fever, then headache, தலவலி இருக்கும் இல்லையா, stomach pain, then muscle weakness, உங்களோட மசில்லாம் அப்படியே வீக் ஆகிடும், then weight loss, உங்கள் weight வந்து லாஸ் கம்மி ஆகிட்டே வரும். Next is a cholera. This is also caused by the bacteria that is called as a Vibrio cholerae. This is also severe diarrhea, that is லூஸ் மோஷன்ஸ் நிறைய இருக்கும். தென் வாமிட்டிங் அண்ட் டீஹைட்ரேஷன் இஸ் ஆல்சோ, தட் இஸ் உங்களுக்கு லூஸ் மோஷன் அது ஆக ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது என்ன ஆகும், உங்களோட பாடியில் இருக்கிற தண்ணியெல்லாம் கம்மியாயிடும், தட் இஸ் கால்ட் ஆஸ் அ டீஹைட்ரேஷன். தென் ஹெப்படைட்டிஸ் ஏ வைரஸ் ஹெப்படைட்டிஸ், தென் வாமிட்டிங், ஃபீவர், டார்க் யூரின், இச்சிங், தென் எல்லோ ஸ்கின் அண்ட் ஐஸ், உங்களோட ஸ்கின் ஐஸ் எல்லாம் வந்து எல்லோ ஆகிடும். தென் லேக் ஆஃப் ஆப்பிடைட், தட் இஸ் உங்களுக்கு பசி இருக்காது. Then hepatitis E, virus E, hepatitis E, same way form, vomiting, fever, dark urine, itching, yellow skin and eyes, and lack of appetite. Same for hepatitis A as well as hepatitis E. Okay children, do you understand all these types of waterborne diseases and their causative agents and their symptoms. Next we will see the do you know given here, people all over the world are worstly affected by the diarrheal disease, and 3 million people die worldwide every year due to this disease. So because of this diarrhea, many people are dying. Then we will see next prevention, எப்படி நம்ம வந்து அந்த waterborne disease prevent பண்ணுறதுன்னு. Then good personal hygiene should be practiced. உங்கள் வந்து என்னென்ன நல்லா ஹைஜீனிக்காக இருக்கணும், and basic sanitation should also be improved. Then chlorinated and boiled water should be used for drinking. So every time when you drink, you should use boiled water for drinking. Then drink boiled or pasteurized milk. So drink, you have to boil the milk and you have to drink it. Then dispose infectious waste properly. So infectious waste should be disposed properly. Then other than this, we can find other diseases also. Then apart from this waterborne diseases, there are many other diseases which are spread by vectors. Vectors means that is insects, okay, which breed in stagnant water in our surrounding. நம்மளை சுற்றி இருக்கிற அந்த தண்ணி தேங்கி நிற்குது இல்லையா, அதில் என்ன இருக்கும், அங்கே வந்து vectors you can find, that is insects. There's mosquitoes, like for example Aedes mosquito. What is the name? Aedes mosquito breeds in the stagnant water and it causes dengue fever. So because of this mosquito, அந்த தண்ணி தேங்கி இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த தண்ணியில் தான் அந்த உட்காரும், அதுலேருந்து நமக்கு என்ன கிடைக்குது, dengue fever. Similarly pigs feed in the stagnant sewage water. அந்த இருக்கிற sewage water, அந்த ட்ரைனேஜ் தண்ணியெல்லாம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த தண்ணியில் இருக்கிறது தான் அது ஃபீட் பண்ணும். ஸோ பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் திஸ் பிக் இன்ஃபெக்டட் பை வைரஸ் ஸ்ப்ரெட் ஸ்வைன் ஃப்ளூ. இதனால் உங்களுக்கு என்ன வருது, ஸ்வைன் ஃப்ளூ. Now first we'll see dengue fever. What are the symptoms, how it cause? Dengue is a viral disease spread by Aedes female mosquitoes. Dengue is caused by the Aedes female, okay, female mosquito, not male, female mosquito. Female means I think you know, it is Aedes female mosquitoes that bite during daytime. அது என்ன பண்ணும், டே டைமில் தான் கடிக்கும், மார்னிங் டைமில் தான், ஈவினிங் டைம், நைட் டைம்லலாம் அது கடிக்காது, சரியா, அது கடித்தாலும் ஒன்று மார்னிங் டைமில் கடிக்கும் அது, ஓகே, டே டைம். They breed in clean stagnant water found in containers and old tires. தண்ணி தேங்கிறது கூட அந்த க்ளீனாக இருக்கிற தண்ணியில் தான் அது வந்து என்ன பண்ணும், ப்ரீட் பண்ணும். லைக் ஃபுட் water found in the containers and the old tires also you can find this Aedes female mosquito. From this we get dengue fever and it bites only in the daytime. Okay children, now what are the symptoms you can see here? This includes high fever, severe headache, muscle and joint pains, joints எல்லாம் வலி இருக்கும், and the characteristic skin rash, அரிப்பு இருக்கும். Then symptoms of dengue fever typically begin 3 to 14 days after infection. அதாவது இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் ஆகிட்ட அப்புறம் உடனே அது வந்து நம்ம காமிக்காது, ஆஃப்டர் 3 days only, okay, after 3 days only it shows the infection. Then deficiency of platelets in blood, நம்ம bloodல இருக்கிற platelets வந்து கம்மி ஆகிட்டே போகும். Then intense stomach pain, உங்களுக்கு வந்து கண்டினியூஸாக stomach pain இருக்கும். Regular vomiting with blood, vomiting வாந்தி எடுக்கிறது இல்லையா, with blood you will vomit. So these are the symptoms of the dengue fever. Now how will you prevent this dengue fever of not coming? That is, spray the house with anti-mosquito spray. You have to spray anti-mosquito spray. Try to wear clothes that cover skin area. That is, you have to wear your clothes fully covered. That is your hands, legs, எங்கெல்லாம் வந்து நமக்கு தெரியுதோ அந்த இடத்துலலாம் வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம், நம்ம க்ளோத்ஸ் ஃபுல்லாக கவர் பண்ணுற மாதிரி வேர் பண்ணோம் க்ளோத்ஸ், ஸோ தட் does not come and bite us, okay. Close the doors and windows during early morning and evening. So early morning and evening நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம், doors should be closed. Then do not leave stagnant wet water anywhere in and around the house. So you should not keep the water staying. எங்கேயும் நீங்கள் வந்து தண்ணி தேங்காமல் நீங்கள் பார்த்துக்கணும். that is உள்ளேயும் இருக்கட்டும் வெளியில் இருக்கட்டும். That is in and around the house. Then what is the treatment for the dengue fever? Dengue is caused by virus, and so there is no treatment or cure. So dengue is, for this there is no treatment or cure. It has a high fever and vomiting which can dehydrate your body. So dehydrate என்ன சொன்னால் நம்ம பாடியில் வந்து தண்ணி வந்து போயிடுறது இல்லையா. So there is a dehydration in the body because of the high fever and the vomiting. So the person should drink clean water. So water குடிச்சிட்டே இருக்கணும் அதில் அந்த டைமில். Then rehydration salts can help to replace the fluids. அந்த திருப்பியும் நமக்கு வந்து அந்த தண்ணி நம்ம பாடியில் வரணும்னா rehydration salts and materials should be used that it can just lost in the body. Then taking painkillers like paracetamol இதெல்லாமே வந்து நம்ம எடுக்கலாம் to reduce fever and the pain on your body. So this is the treatment. Okay children. Next we'll see the swine flu. Now we are finished with the dengue fever. Now we'll see the swine flu. So swine flu is a respiratory disease caused by influenza virus. So what is the virus name? Influenza virus that infects the respiratory tract of the pigs. Respiratory tract of the pigs and results in the barking cough and dry or the harsh cough and kuda solla romba dry ana cough irukku. So barking cough. So it can be transmitted to the human beings because of from the pigs. Then people who are constantly exposed to pigs are at risk of swine flu infection. So for example அவங்க வீடு கிட்டலாம் அந்த சரௌண்டிங்கில் pigs we can see. So because of them who are exposed to the pigs, அப்பப்போ வந்து அவங்க பிக்ஸோட அங்கே பார்க்கும்போது அதனால் அவங்க அந்த வழியில் போகிறப்பெல்லாம் அவங்க பிக்ஸை பார்க்கும்போது அதனால் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அந்த டிசீஸை வரலாம். That is swine flu who are always exposed to the pigs. Then swine flu, by keeping our surrounding free from the sewage water, we can avoid exposure to pigs. அதாவது நம்ம சுற்றி வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும், the environment should be clean. If we see any stagnant water, the pigs are able to come there. So to avoid this, we have to keep our surrounding clean. So stagnant water பார்த்தாலே அங்கே pigs வருவாங்க இல்லையா. So to avoid that, we should keep our surrounding clean. Now name of the disease, causative agents and the symptoms given here. First is the dengue fever. Already we saw that. What is the virus for that causative agents? Flavivirus. For dengue fever is a flavivirus. So what is the virus name? Flavivirus. And then what are the symptoms? I said high fever, severe headache, muscle and the joint pain, vomiting with blood and stomach pain. So these are the symptoms for the dengue fever. So what are the symptoms? I said high fever, severe headache, muscle and the joint pain, and vomiting with blood. Okay, vomiting with blood and the stomach pain. Then next is the swine flu. Swine flu is otherwise known as a H1N1. Swine flu, what is the other name? H1N1. Okay, what is the other name of the swine flu? H1N1. And what is the virus found here? Influenza virus. Influenza virus. Okay, so what are the symptoms we can see for the swine flu? Infection in the respiratory tracts, indigestion, the nasal secretion, that is the mucus which comes out of your nose, that is called as the nasal secretions. So these are the symptoms we can see in the swine flu infection. So what are the name of the disease? I said two diseases, that is dengue fever and the swine flu. For the dengue fever, what is the virus? Flavivirus. And the swine flu, what is the other name we can give? H1N1. And what is the virus for that? Influenza virus. And what are the symptoms also I said for the dengue fever and the swine flu? For the dengue fever, high fever, severe headache, muscle and joint pain, vomiting with blood and the stomach pain I said. Same way for the swine flu, there is an infection in the respiratory tracts, indigestion and the nasal secretion. So these ones. See also, do you know, given here children, Aedes mosquito also transmit chikungunya and yellow fever. So not only dengue fever, chikungunya and yellow fever is also transmitted through these, and this can result in death if your any treatment is not taken. So it may lead to death if any treatment is not taken. Do you understand children? From the Aedes mosquito, not only dengue fever, chikungunya and yellow fever is also transmitted, and it leads to death if it is not treatment is taken. Okay children, so with this we are finishing this lesson. So in the next class we will see with the question answers children. So with this we finish. Thank you.